Okay, quick question. Have you ever watched a Balatro clip where someone plays like 5 random cards and suddenly the score goes absolutely insane? And you're just sitting there like, why did that just turn into 1 billion points? Or maybe you tried the game yourself, threw down a full house, and the score was worse than some scuffed little pair you played earlier. Super confusing, right? In this video, we're breaking down how Balatro actually works. The hands, the jokers, the blinds, the crazy multipliers, in a super simple sketchnote style, like a friend explaining a board game to you at the table. No math degree, no big words, just here's what's going on under the hood. Stick around, because once you see the whole picture, those wild scores will finally make sense, and you'll start doing them on purpose. Most people think Balatro is just poker but with extra stuff. But that idea actually makes the game harder to understand. Balatro is more like a puzzle game that uses poker cards. You're not playing against other people, you're playing against a score goal every round. So here's the plan. In the next few minutes, we'll sketchnote how a single hand is scored, how jokers bend the rules, and how those blinds and bosses put pressure on you. By the end, you'll be able to look at a crazy score and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Quick pause before we dive deep. This channel is all about how games work, board games, card games, and digital games like Balatro, explained in super simple language with sketchnotes like the ones you're seeing right now. If you've ever felt dumb watching a rules video or confused by a game's numbers, this is your safe space. Hit subscribe, tap like, and maybe share this with a friend who keeps saying, I don't get Balatro at all. Alright, let's jump into how a single turn actually works. So, what are you actually doing in a Balatro run? Think of it like this. You get a deck of normal playing cards. Each round, the game gives you a score you have to beat, called a blind. You draw cards, pick some to play as a poker hand, and if your total score gets past that blind's number, you survive and move to the next one. Under all the fireworks, the core loop is really simple. Play poker hand, earn points, try to beat the required score, move on. Let's zoom in on a single turn. You always have 2 limits: how many hands you can play and how many discards you can use to throw away junk. On your turn, you draw up, look at your cards, and choose which ones to play. After you hit play, the game checks. What poker hand is this? Then it gives you base points, adds in the card bonuses, and later, all the jokers and upgrades jump in and blow the score up. So a turn is basically draw, choose, play, score, repeat. To understand why one hand beats another, you just need a rough idea of poker hand strength. Weak stuff, like pairs and 2 pairs, give smaller base values. Hands like flushes, full houses, and 4 of a kind give bigger base chips and multipliers. Balatro takes your hand type, gives it some base chips and a base multiplier, then stacks everything else on top. That's why sometimes a worse poker hand can score more. The game is looking at all your upgrades, not just the hand name. An easy way to picture scoring is to imagine you're making a sandwich. The poker hand itself is the bread. The cards in that hand are the fillings. They add extra chips and little bonuses. Then your jokers and upgrades are the sauces and toppings that make it wild. You press it all together, and the game spits out one big number. Different builds are basically different recipes for your sandwich. Now, the stars of Balatro, jokers. Jokers sit off to the side and act like special rule cards. They don't go in your hand, but they change how your hands score. A joker might say, if you play hearts, get more chips. Or, if your hand has only 1 card, multiply your score a bunch. Each joker is basically an if this, then that rule that bends the scoring system. The real magic happens when jokers work together. Maybe one joker rewards you for playing clubs, and another joker gives a huge bonus if you play exactly 5 cards. Now you're motivated to play 5 club hands as often as possible. So you're not just playing good poker, You're playing the kind of poker your jokers want. Jokers aren't the only way you shape a run. You also tweak your actual deck of cards. Tarot cards and other tools let you transform individual cards, maybe turning one into a wild card, or making it always act like a certain suit, or just giving it more chips. This makes certain cards in your deck way more valuable than others, and you'll start wanting to draw them as often as possible. Planet cards upgrade entire hand types for the rest of the run, so you might power up flushes so they give more chips, or boost straights so their multiplier gets huge. Together with jokers, planets push you toward a specific style. This is my flush run, or this is my full house run. A sneaky but powerful part of Balatro is removing bad cards. If your deck is full of junk, you draw junk. When you cut out weak cards, you draw your good, upgraded cards more often, which means more hands that match your plan. Think of it as decluttering your closet so your favorite outfit is always on top. Now, why can't you just farm forever? Because each stage has blinds with score goals you must beat. Small blind, big blind, then a boss blind with a special twist. The score targets keep rising, so your deck has to keep improving. If your build can't keep up with the blind score requirement, the run ends. Simple as that. Boss blinds don't just ask for more points, they also twist the rules. One boss might block a certain hand type, another might mess with your multipliers, or disable a joker for that round. So you're constantly asking, can my build survive this weird rule on top of the higher score? That's what makes Balatro feel like a roguelike puzzle, not just endless gambling. Those ridiculous screenshots you see with scores that look like phone numbers, that's just multipliers stacking. The game takes your card chips, adds the base chips from your hand type, then multiplies that by the hand's multiplier, then multiplies again for jokers and upgrades. Do that a few times and even a small base number explodes into something huge. So those huge scores aren't just luck. They come from planning, picking jokers that fit together, upgrading the same hand types, trimming your deck, and playing the kind of hands your build wants. Luck still matters, sure, but Balatro rewards understanding the system way more than just hoping for good draws. If we zoom out and put everything on one page, Balatro looks like this. You start with a deck, you shape it with tarot and planet cards, you pick jokers that bend the scoring rules, and every round you're racing to beat higher blinds. In the middle of it all is your poker hand. Cards feed into the hand feeds into the score, and the score has to climb over the blind's target. That's the whole machine. And that's Balatro in plain language. Play poker hands, shape your deck, stack jokers, and race to beat bigger and bigger score goals. Once you see those layers, the game stops being random chaos and starts feeling like a really clever puzzle. If this sketchnote breakdown helped you finally get what's going on, do me a favor, like the video. Comment your favorite joker combo or the part of Balatro that still confuses you. Share this with a friend who thinks the game is too complicated. And subscribe for more simple explanations of how games work. What other game or game mechanic do you want to see broken down in this sketchnote style next?